What's up, everyone? Shoe Booty Sports coming at you Tuesday evening. Per the always, I'm Graham Powell on this screen. That's Bradley on the other. Say what's popping, Bradley.
What is happening?
A few things here and there. You've got an early start. I don't know if it's an early start, or you've just got a good head or a good start on your summer tan from the looks of things. I mean, we are in June now, so I was like, I don't know when
Yeah.
summer officially begins. Summer doesn't hasn't officially begun yet, but I pretty much consider it summer as soon as we start hitting the 90s, and we've hit that. Um,
I think it's officially summer after Memorial Day. You can just go ahead and say it's summer.
I think that's fair. I'll do that from
Once
now on.
once lake season officially starts, which is Memorial Day weekend, it's summertime.
Yeah, I paced a half marathon Saturday, and I bumped. There were only two of us. There were only two pacers there. Me and my friend Lakin, and she was the 230 pacer, and I was supposed to be the 220 pacer. And I thought that just looked dumb to have like a 230 and a 220 with only two pacers. It's like, okay, that's kind of dumb. So but 230 is a good number, and she's comfortable pacing that. So I was like, yes, stay there or stick with that. I think I mentioned it to her that I was going to do this, but I just sent an email to the guy who was in charge of putting the pace team together. I said, hey, this looks kind of dumb. I'm more than capable and willing to bump up to 2 hours and pace that because there's going to be people that want to break that 2 hour barrier if you want to
Yeah.
move me. If not, fine. But I'm more than willing to move up if you want me to. And he said, yeah, if you feel like doing that, go for it. So I did. And I did have some people finish with me. But it, once I hit mile 11, and I am fully capable of pacing 2 hours, but when I hit mile 11, those last 2 miles was a grind because it had warmed up significantly. The race started at 7, so I was happy for that at least. But when it was close around whatever it was, a little after 8:30, yeah, it really started to warm up, and it warmed up quite a bit Saturday. Like I was supposed to, Michelle and I were supposed to go to the Travelers game Saturday night, and I was just like, I don't really want to go. I don't want to get back out in this. Like I'm cool with just doing something else indoors. And I like being outdoorsy and all that, but I'd had all I
Yeah.
wanted Saturday morning. I was over the heat. But anyway, little tidbit of info from my weekends. Let's talk some sports while we're at it. It is only a 40-minute show. It'll probably be a little less than that on this one because you and I shot the breeze a little bit beforehand before clicking the record button. But anyway, let's talk about our Diamond Hogs on the softball field and the baseball field. One has a bump, one has a circle. I guess they both are circles, but one doesn't have a bump, the other does. As far as I'd say pitchers' mounds go, but it's not a mound in softball. Um, we can start with the softball Hogs since they're the ones I watched more of uh,
Yeah.
this year, and especially in the postseason. So that the Arkansas softball team made their first college World Series this season. Big deal. They get there as a 5 seed. Of course, there's 8 teams total. They played number 4 Nebraska first game, and it's a Friday night game, and it's a late Friday night game. Started. Did it start at 8:30?
I think so. Yeah.
I think it did start at 8:30. But I had to get up at 5 something Saturday morning. So every minute mattered at that point. I was like, man, I do need to get some sleep tonight. But it was a really good game. Went extras, of course. And,
Shouldn't have went extras.
well, yeah, it did, though. I mean,
It did though. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was gonna say all our shortstop had to do was take 2 steps to her left and catch a cutoff throw. Um, She made an error that you don't see outside of Little League baseball. Um, and yeah, that would have stopped the whole deal. The game would have probably ended 2-0, if not 2-1 at the worst case. And yeah, it would have been game over. But for some reason, she did not step over or even attempt to get that cutoff throw from left field. Or no, it was center field. Yeah, that was just
Yeah.
all-time blunder, and it fell apart from there.
Yeah, the center fielder's throw wasn't on point, but that's still the cutoff person's job to get the ball for whatever. I can only assume they thought second base was going to be back there to
I
pick it
think
up.
she thought the pitcher was going to get it.
Yeah, or the pitcher. Yeah, well, that makes more sense, the pitcher. And nobody did. It just rolled and rolled and rolled.
Routine plays kill the Hogs.
Yeah.
They just eat our ass every postseason. We just have a brain fart, or I mean, that was like a brain shit, and just don't make routine plays. And it bites us in our ass every freaking time. You can just sense the Razorback universe, just like, here we go again. And it happens every time.
But watching the two teams play, Nebraska was the more talented team. You agree with that?
I mean, yeah, they were able to hit their home runs, which those home runs still throw me off because what looks like a routine flyout, everything that I've watched, that I'm used to seeing, I was like, oh, it's a routine flyout, pop up. Nope, it's out of the park. It's like, what the crap? It's like I forget how short those fields are.
Yeah. Well, some of those are shots though. Like that game tying
That,
shot,
yeah,
that was a line. That was a liner.
yeah.
If anything, it was going to be extra bases, but it just kept go. It just kept on track on the rope, and then just went over the fence by that Nebraska player. I think if Nebraska and Arkansas played a best of um, whatever 5 or 7, Nebraska wins the majority of
Yeah.
the games.
But they
That
had them.
is the scenario.
They had them. They should have won. They let that game go right by them, literally right by them to the left. Uh,
Yep. Yeah,
so
it was one of those heartbreaking kind of losses for the Hogs. They lost on a walk-off 2-run shot in what, the ninth, bottom of the ninth,
yeah,
which is
and
extra
and
innings.
yeah, and what made that game even worse, we had that annoying umpire behind home plate calling strikes like nobody has any business calling them like that. Like who freaking does that for a strike?
How did they do it?
Not doing it again. It's annoying.
Okay. Well, you kind of cut out a little bit, or I didn't hear one of the two. But I know what you're talking about. I watched the game. But I was actually going to go to bed
And
after the ninth inning, regardless of what had happened, because I was like, it was at that point, I think it was 11:30, and I was just like, I got to go to bed. I can't stay up any longer. I got to get up.
and besides, like the whole game, all they did was just love all over that pitcher from Nebraska. That's all it was a 30 for 30 for Kelsey, whatever.
Prom.
Like prom. Yeah, that's all they freaking talked about. They couldn't get enough of her. I don't know. I think she invented water.
I thought
But
it was Jordy from.
yeah, Jordy Fromm, who cares? But yeah,
Nebraska
that's all
fans
they
probably care.
yeah, that's all they talked about. Like, yeah. It was kind of annoying to watch the whole game. On top of the stupid umpire calling the strikes.
Yeah, it is Jordy from. But to be fair to the announcers, she was clearly the best player on the field. I mean, she was
He
a
went
really
one
good
for
pitcher.
six at the plate.
She pitched a heck of a game. She
He
pitched
did pitch a heck
every
of a
inning of
game.
that. She pitched every pitch of that game. And apart from that one inning, and the one, well, Arkansas did score again, but she had Arkansas's lineup under control pretty just about the whole game. Um, I was impressed with her. I thought she was a really good player. Now, watching that game also confirmed to me that Ella McDowell is the I'm not an Arkansas softball like historian by any
I
stretch of
think,
the
yeah.
imagination, but I can't imagine them ever having a third baseman better than Ella McDowell. That gal is a machine. She was a full
Yeah.
on vacuum at third base and was in every game I saw them play, and which wasn't a lot, but she was money every time. Whenever the ball would be hit to that side, I was like, oh, it's an out. Like I
Yeah.
just, it's like if Steph Curry goes to the free throw line or Steve Nash when he played, just count, just count the free throw. It's he's going to make it. Just count it. Same thing with Ella McDowell. If you hit it over there, it's an out.
It's out. Yeah.
She is money. She was a lot of fun to watch for the Hogs this season. But yeah, they lose a tough one against UCLA. They had to turn around and play again. Um, well, what was it? Saturday? Uh, my days are off. Did they
It
play
was Saturday
Friday
night.
night?
Yeah.
Or did they play
No, they
Thursday?
played. They played Friday night. Or no, they played Thursday night and then they played Friday night. And Friday night they ran into the buzzsaw that was UCLA. That oh my god, what was the score after the first inning? Like 5-6 nothing or something like that. Maybe it was the second inning. Like they're just hitting homer after homer.
You're right. I'm confusing another game with why I was up late Friday night. Uh, no, I was
The
up late.
hog baseball game.
Well, it was mainly because I mowed Friday. And that's why I got to bed late Friday night because I was like, hey, it's not raining. I'm going to go mow my yard. And of course, that delayed things a few hours, me getting to bed. But yeah, it was Thursday night. I had to go to work. I had to get up at 4 something in the morning. So that's what it was. But yeah, they lose that. And then they lost Friday night, is what it was. They lost Friday night to UCLA and lost badly because I remember thinking, I'm kind of glad they're getting their asses beat because I don't have to stay up. I can just this isn't a game. I'm good. I don't even know what the final score was.
I think it
Uh,
was after the first inning. It was like 5 or 6 to nothing. Like they got immediately taken out of that game. Like and all they wanted to do was just get that game over with as soon as possible.
I actually think it was 9-0.
It could have been, dude.
It was bad.
It was belt to ass.
Because I came home and I was like, I'm going to turn the game on, see how it's going because it just started
Yeah.
and it was already 9-0 UCLA. I think it was
Yeah.
eight
I
or
remember
9.
being kind of excited to watch it, and then I was like, oh well, I'm not watching the rest of this, and flipped it off to another channel
Yeah, I
after
don't.
one inning. Bad.
I think I went and made dinner or something. I was like, well, this is uh,
This ain't good for anybody.
no, and UCLA is a good team, but I they shouldn't have beaten them that bad. Uh, they just had nothing left after the Nebraska game to lose like that and to turn and to know you're on the brink of elimination. But you got to respond. But they did not. They turned around and got it handed to them by
Yeah.
UCLA the next day. So tough way to end it, but all in all, pretty good season. I mean, a really good season. You got to your first Women's College World Series in program history, but to go out like that is definitely tough.
Yeah.
Okay, now on to the baseball team. The baseball teams, the Arkansas Razorbacks baseball team, their season is officially done. Uh, there is an Arkansas baseball team still in it, still in
Yeah.
the postseason baseball playoff, I guess it was. Well, we're they advanced to the super regionals, and that is the Little Rock Trojans. They won their regional, so they are going to where Southern Miss to
Yeah, I
play
have no idea. Have no idea.
a, a Facebook friend of mine who's a photographer um, for Razorback games. He photographs the Arkansas Travelers games. He's there. He is there now, wherever Little Rock is playing their super regional. He had a Facebook post about it. I looked at it before I got on here. So he's there now. I want to say it's Southern Miss. I could be wrong. But yeah, the Little Rock Trojans are still in it. They had I mean, didn't they, wasn't it last year they beat LSU in one game in the
Yeah.
regional? The team that went on to become national champions and were the clear cut best team in the country. Yeah, so I knew this is a good program,
They beat the
and
Hogs in one of those midweek matchups this year.
they did, but so did a lot of other schools. Arkansas State
Yeah.
beat them. A lot of some schools I'd never heard of beat Arkansas. Another reason I had no issue with Arkansas not hosting a regional. They didn't
Yeah.
deserve to in
They
my
had
mind.
bad losses.
They did. Made sense to not want to give them a spot to host a regional. But yeah, Little Rock's still playing. Good for them. I don't know when they play, but I'm rooting for them.
Yep.
I sent you the Homer Simpson meme. Was that last night? I did that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's the Homer Simpson meme where he's standing up, and this one had a Razorback over his shirt, and then he just creeps into the bushes, and then comes out with the Little Rock Trojan emblem on the shirt. Makes sense. I'm kind of doing the same thing. I you got to root for the Arkansas schools, man. At
Yeah.
least I feel that way.
Yeah.
Because it's not Arkansas isn't like the state of Alabama or the state of Mississippi or Florida or
Or most other states.
most states. Yeah, most other states where there's two big schools or sometimes more. Um, yeah, if a smaller Arkansas school gets in it and does well, I'm pulling for
Yeah.
them. Whether it's UCA and usually softball's their thing. Uh, Little Rock, it's either basketball or baseball, as we've seen the last couple of years. Arkansas State, it's always their bowl game. I'm always pulling for Arkansas State in their bowl game. I'm going to root for the Arkansas schools, just a state pride type of thing. Going back to the baseball team, uh, they did they did lose to Kansas. Their season is done. I didn't see the final score. I want to say it was what 13-10 or something.
Something like that. But I mean, I don't know what through the fifth inning it was like 5-0 or something like that, and then I flip it over and then it's like 10-5. I'm like, what the hell happened, guys? But I know what happened. Shitty pitching showed its eye, and yeah, that's what we got because our pitching has been terrible this season. Um, that and our fielding has been terrible. The guy who was the player of the game on the first game against Southern Missouri went like 4 for 5 or something with two doubles and two singles and a couple of RBIs. The center fielder, Makai New, isn't that his name? Decided that he was going to do his best impression of a soccer player during the Kansas game and kick the ball around in center field and let him get extra bags instead of getting it out. And that pretty much let them tie up the game and yeah, cost us in the long run on the first matchup against Kansas. Um, and then after we lost that first game to Kansas, we knew it was over. I mean, the Hogs haven't came out of a regional after winning, uh, like having their first loss in since like the '90s or something like that. So yeah, that and we knew the bullpen, all the pitching, we knew it wasn't going to last. There was no way we could stretch it and play on Monday. Uh, yeah, it was just kind of, I don't know, kind of shameful to lose to Kansas in that high school stadium with those kind of trashy fans that, threw beer at players' parents and stuff during the game. So, yeah.
I heard something about that. What happened there? I want to.
So,
Well, I didn't hear anything
whenever
about that. I heard like their players were taunting. So okay, go ahead. Just say what you saw.
So whenever they tied it up with the home run during the first game, tied it up 3-3. Um, dude, their crowd came alive. Their student like cut to the student section, and you just see beer just going over to the Arkansas fans, like cans, cups, everything. Just yeah. I mean, I know, and, act like they never been there before because they haven't been there before. But yeah, terrible look for Kansas. So.
Yeah, it's trashy. Um, no one ever comes out of that looking good. Um,
No.
and no one has ever. People don't usually do smart things under the influence of alcohol.
No.
And there's another example. The I didn't see it. I had heard something about it on the radio. The most I checked into Arkansas playing Kansas in any of those games, I saw that they were down 8-5 in that second game, and then I was like, yeah, they're not going to win this. I was also pretty tired from the morning I had. Was this Saturday? This was Saturday, wasn't it?
The second Missouri game or the second Kansas game was Sunday.
Okay. I don't remember what I was doing Sunday, but I remember looking at the score and just being like, yeah, Arkansas is going to lose this. And they
Yeah.
did. It was a higher score, but I don't know. This team, anytime I would tune in to watch them this year, they would they would lose. And the one time they won was the SEC semifinal. I tuned in at the end of the game where they won in exciting fashion. And I said, all right, I'm going to watch them Sunday, the SEC championship. And they just get routed. And the one time, in fairness, the times I would tune in to watch, they'd end up actually winning that series. I just so happened to tune in to the games that they lost. So they weren't very entertaining for me to
They were
want to
not
watch.
fun to watch.
No, they
They were
weren't.
not fun at all.
None of the games were fun to watch for me. That's why I had no problem just checking out the softball team. The softball team was way more entertaining to me,
Yeah.
apart from their last game against UCLA. But for the most part, all season, it was a really entertaining and talented team. Um, yeah, I don't have a. It's a disappointing season if you're an Arkansas baseball fan. It's a good season if you're a softball fan, an Arkansas softball fan. Um, Going back to, we haven't decided who's going to be in the men's college World Series, but the women's college World Series final is set. We've got, now we do need to touch up on some basketball before we get out of here. But we got Texas Tech and Texas. I said
You
whenever
said
this,
Texas.
yeah, I said I would pick Texas to win it. I stick to that. They got Texas Tech. Texas Tech, man, they've got some serious money amongst the alums because they have caught up in basically every sport, be it basketball, football, softball. Um, but Texas has deep pockets too, and Texas is a really good program. It's as good of a program as there is outside of Oklahoma, although they're the defending national champions and coming up closer to Oklahoma's up here, but Texas is the next school
Yeah.
when I think of softball programs. I would pick Texas. I think Texas wins, and now it could go 3 games, but I got them in 2. What do you say?
Man, I don't know. I kind of think Texas Tech can get them. I mean, they've got the most expensive softball team ever created. So, I'll roll with Texas Tech. There just seems to be something about them, dude. You can't get rid of them no matter how much you hate them.
Is that White Chocolate's daughter's
Yep.
team? Yeah,
Yep.
I've seen Barstool clips of him in the stands. That's been entertaining at times to watch. Um, yeah, it could go either way. I'll tune into some of it. Softball is one of those sports that I'm fascinated by, like the fast pitch softball, because it's amazing to me how they throw pitches and all that. Like I don't know how they do that, and to play third base, like in that league, that's not an easy thing to do. I mean, you got to have some really good hand-eye coordination and be quick and
As short as
accurate.
the bat, yeah, as short as the base path is and everything else, dude, I mean, you can't even pump the ball. You can't do a double take. You can't fumble. You can't do anything. Like they're there. I mean, they're having base hits on bunts like all the time. Like it's a very fast paced game.
That's the thing. Ella McDowell, she'll get it in her hand and it's gone. It's on the way
Gone.
to first, and it has to be. If you do the old Jeff Blauser pump it in your glove a couple of times before throwing it to first, uh, you're not going to get that out in softball.
No.
Not going to happen. Not at that level. All right, let's talk a little hoops before we get out of here. Before we get to the NBA Finals, uh, Billy Richmond III returning to Arkansas
Big time
for his
news.
for his junior season. That is huge. Uh, Malik Thomas staying in the draft. If they somehow could have pulled him back too, that would have been incredible. But just having one of those guys back, pretty special. And I can't say I'd take one over the other because they're both equally important and did different things for the team.
Yeah.
But really excited to have Billy Richmond III coming back for his junior season at Arkansas. So woo pig on that. NBA Finals. We were wrong. Spurs are in the finals. I'm not shocked, but I'm a little surprised. Spurs are ahead of schedule. Now, say what you want. Oklahoma City didn't have Jalen Williams, so I mean they weren't at their strongest, but neither was San Antonio. De'Aaron Fox wasn't 100% from what I heard at work today, so this may not be true. But De'Aaron Fox is apparently done for the season.
I haven't heard that, but
Exactly. So, like, I got it at work, so it could be completely false, especially from the source. I love the guy, but not the most reliable news source there. But either way, Spurs were banged up too. And yeah, Victor Wembanyama is going for his first chip and against a well rested Knicks team. I actually think San Antonio is going to have the edge in game one. Does San Antonio have home court advantage?
not sure on that one. I was wondering that this morning and forgot to look it up.
Well, let's look it up. I wasn't wondering about it until just now when I said it. Either way, I think the Spurs have the advantage of coming off of a very recent competitive battle with what's probably the best team in the league still. But the Spurs overcame them. And I had said in recent weeks, if the Spurs, or well, last week, if the Spurs are able to get to the NBA Finals, they're ahead of schedule. I still thought they were another year or two away from overcoming Oklahoma City, but apparently this is going to be the eighth year in a row that we're going to have a different NBA champion, which I think is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy considering like what they say, like they only had 8 different champions over like a 20-year span not too long ago. So uh yeah, good to see it changing hands so many times.
Yeah. I'm also thinking of like the '60s when it was just the Boston Celtics. Like you go down that list, it's just like there's a whole decade of just Boston Celtics. Maybe like the Lakers one time, and then the rest it's like the Celtics.
Yeah, it
But
looks
it is
like San Antonio has a home court advantage.
okay. I had said whoever comes out of the West is going to win it in five, the NBA Finals in five. I think the Knicks are good enough to make it 6 games, so I'm not going to stick to that. I wouldn't be surprised if San Antonio beats them in five, but I'm going to say Spurs in six. So I'm going to switch it up and say instead of Western Conference champion in five, I'm going to say the Western Conference champion in six. Spurs in six. What say you?
I'll go Knicks in 7 just to be different.
Wow.
I I really
You
hope
believe that? Do you believe that? You said just to be
no,
different. Okay. Like
just
if
to be
you're
different.
all right. Well, I don't want you I know like we want good banter or what have you. But if you're betting your we're not doing this, but if you're betting your life on the line, make your pick.
Oh, it's going to be the Spurs in 6, but yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not really the biggest fan of the Spurs. Um, but yeah, and plus it would be really dangerous for the city of New York for the Knicks to win it.
It would
That
be,
city, that would be crazy to watch.
of course.
But yeah, I mean, my money would be on the Spurs.
What do you not like about the Spurs though, real quick? Because to me it's probably the most likable franchise. Now, if you didn't like Pop's politic talks but back when he was coach, that's the only thing I could think that you could even be critical of because they do everything the right way.
Yeah.
They don't
I don't
they're not
know.
built like the Lakers.
I kind of got tired of them on their run of championships.
They never really had a dynastic run though. It was always just kind of like every off year they would win it. I
Yeah.
just think they're a really solid organization. If anything, they should be maybe the most liked. But
Yeah.
I'm not betting against Wimby. This is the next generational talent, and he's going to get his first chip here. This is going to be the start of something really great, and I'm really looking forward to it. Spurs in 6. We're out of time. We'll see y'all next time. Graham Powell.
Brother Brown.
Deuces y'all.
Peace.